Doing something a little bit different from my usual videos today. I'm out trolling with my mate Bushby on his boat. We're looking for some bluefin tuna, and then we're going to do a bit of deep dropping for jewies. In this video I'll cover off mainly the deep dropping for the jewies, and I'll chuck up the tuna catches probably next week or the week after. So after getting a nice amount of tuna, both big and small, we chopped up one of the smaller ones and had a bit of sashimi. We then used the other side for some fresh baits. So we made our way to a suitable area and chucked on a 300 gram Vex bottom meat with a strip of tuna bait. So we're being very strategic with how we were chasing jewies this time. Rather than just sort of drifting across the spot, we would make our way over certain lumps. If we didn't see any arches on the sounder, we would keep on moving. So as soon as we found some fish or saw the arches that we were after, we quickly dropped. If we got a hit, then we would stay. If not, we would pack up and move to the next spot straight away. So literally just one drop and move. I think it was on the second drop after I pulled the hooks on the first one. Myself and Eamon both got a double hook up. So we're using the heavier trolling gear here. And it was good having Bushby there, because he was able to sort of direct us when we were both hooked up here, and just trying not to get in a tangle here. So having the skipper sort of direct and tell you to go over the top of the other person can be pretty helpful. So once we were all tangled, it was pretty straightforward, sort of just lift a few winds, lift a few winds. Beautiful Jewy. And got a nice one too. Both on the 300 gram Vex bottom meat. So now I'm just going to cover off one of the ways I cooked up. I'm going to make an ultimate jewfish sandwich. So I'm going to kick off with how I make the bread. I'm using sourdough starter, but you could just use, dry yeast to make your bread with the same sort of ingredients. So here I'm adding in about 100 grams of sourdough starter. If not, just use a packet of yeast, 400 mils of water, a bit of olive oil, salt, and about 600 grams of bread flour. You just knead that in, just mix it in a little bit, don't need to go too hard, probably for about 30 seconds or so. And then I'm just going to fold it in on itself, so go west, north, east, south. Do that twice, let it sit for half an hour, and do it again. This dough is pretty wet and shaggy, but I'm doing that just to, for the top bread I'm making in this one, it's going to be nice and moist. So again, half an hour later, do it again. And I'll repeat this about 2 or 3 times, then I'll set it away for about 12 hours in a cool dark spot. So you can see that it's risen. If you use dry yeast, it will rise even twice the amount of that. I'll knead this for about a minute, and then I'll chuck it into a Dutch oven, and I'll put on some baking paper underneath, and then I'll let it rest for about an hour and chuck it into the oven for about 35 minutes at 230 degrees. I'll then pull it out and chuck it back in the oven uncovered for about another 8 minutes. Beautiful. Smells so nice. Now I'm going to make some pickles for the sandwich. So a bit of brown sugar and salt. I'll put a boiling water in there and dissolve that. Then I'll add in 200 mils of white wine vinegar, 200 mils of water. When it's cool, I'll add in the shallots and some baby cukes. The sauces are taken on a Brendan Pang recipe, so it's 3 tablespoons of mayo, teaspoon of Dijon, half teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, chopped chives, dill, pickle and capers. So they're all chopped up, mixed up well. Then take this beautiful fillet and make about inch thick little medallions. You want to keep them nice and even so they fit in the sandwich better. I'm then going to add salt and pepper to the medallions. Then I'll put them in seasoned flour, egg wash, and into some good quality panko crumbs. repeat this for all of them. So once the oil's at temperature, put in the medallions. I probably overcrowded the pan here a little bit, but they cooked for about 4 to 5 minutes. Now I've got that beautiful fresh bread. It's hard to see here, but this is so nice and fresh and fragrant. If it wasn't so fresh, I probably would have toasted it, but it's with the panko, it's fine not to. I'll then give a really nice, generous layer of that tartare sauce. Add some chopped lettuce, and I'll put on 3 chunky medallions of the jewfish. Then we'll chuck on those pickled shallots and pickled cucumber. I pickled them for probably about 10 hours or so, but a few hours will be fine. And then I've added more tartare sauce to the top of the bread and sliced it in half. This was absolutely glorious. For more Catch and Cook, please subscribe. Feel free to ask any questions in the comment section.